Veiny. Man. Wait. Feeling good? Got good vibes?
I think so. Baseball University of the Blue Ridge welcomes you to the Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series presented by Stamey's Grocery and L&L Furniture and Appliance Company. We're live from Hayesville, North Carolina on the campus of Hayesville High School for the first round of the NCHSAA 1A West baseball playoffs, where the 25th seeded Mitchell Mountaineers will take on the 8th seeded Hayesville Yellow Jackets.
Well, it was a very, very fast week. Hunter worked his behind off on getting these playoff projections up and then the brackets. We are doing playoff coverage. Paid NCHSAA $75 fee. We're on a couple minute delay to be in compliance. It's a matter of wants us out there. And, well, we had a couple folks from Mitchell County with us real quick. Get this whole thing set up. So again, we want to thank Stamey's Grocery and Cruise Through and L&L Furniture and Appliance Company. Fun fact, L&L Furniture, the owner of that is the brother of Tuscola's head coach, Zach Shepard. So got some mountain ties, across the peaks here. But again, this doesn't happen without these two. Again, we thank all our sponsors from the regular season, but playoff is a whole new season. So it's going to be really just a neighborhood effort to get us out. And we couldn't be happier to be doing small school baseball because there's some big-time dogs in this game. And this was one of the more inviting neighborhoods that we went to, both these neighborhoods. And when it came to viewership, well, y'all show up to watch. That was the fun part about covering the small schools, whether it's Mitchell, Mountain Heritage, Madison, Hayesville. We usually get really good support and good viewership from our small school neighborhoods. Well, in the purple, that's your Mitchell Mountaineers. They had a beautiful field. They're run by Jennings Green. He's in his second full season with Mitchell as their head coach. Jennings was a Mitchell graduate back in 2013. He played his JUCO ball up in Virginia, ended up graduating from ETSU in 2019 with a sports management degree, but he's been coaching since he was 15, volunteering just about wherever he could. He was a coach over at Milligan for a year. When he came back to the Mitchell neighborhood, he took over Harris Middle School for 3 seasons before taking the varsity job back at the end of 2023. For your Hayesville Yellow Jackets, Joe Jack Sellers in his 3rd full year at Hayesville. Joe Jack was a grad of Hayesville in 1991. It was part of that last state championship they had in 1988. And he played for the Catamounts from 92 to 95. He was part of 3 SoCon Conference championships and NCAA regional teams. He's been a big part of this Hayesville neighborhood here in Clay County with the rec, travel, and middle school teams in the past as well. I want to take a second to just run through the 2 sponsors and give all their info. Have we thrown that up there on the screen yet?
I'll go ahead and throw it up. Yeah, I want to thank Stamey's Grocery and Gas for being one of our playoff sponsors. Located in Spruce Pine, this local convenience store is the go-to spot for everyday essentials, from cold beverages and a variety of snacks to fresh milk and a selection of refreshing drinks. It's got you covered. Whether you're stopping by for a quick bite or grabbing a 6-pack, the friendly service and drive-thru makes it easy for you to get what you need on the go. Appreciate Stamey's Grocery. They sponsored us back up in Mitchell for the Freedom Game, and we appreciate them for hopping on for the first round of the 1A West playoffs. Want to also thank our other playoff sponsor, L&L Furniture and Appliance Company. L&L Furniture Appliance Company strives to provide excellent customer service, quality furniture, mattresses, and appliances for all surrounding mountain communities. Benefits we offer are pricing, delivery services, financial options, and warranties, giving a unique experience not found anywhere else in Spruce Pine, Bakersville, Burnsville, Avery, Marion, Banner Elk, Madison, and surrounding cities in the Western North Carolina area. We provide a large variety of different manufacturers that will meet every customer's needs and wants. We strive to provide cost-effective inventory that everyone will love. We appreciate L&L Furniture and Appliance Company being our other playoffs sponsor this evening.
Well, glad to see Mitchell back in the playoffs. They're the number 25 seed. They were 12-11 in the regular season, but 8-4 atop the a pretty crowded Western Highlands Conference that saw them rise with the cream to join Drone, Mountain Heritage, and Madison at the top. They were tied with Madison for third place. I have a feeling that Mitchell is going to be a perennial winner for a few seasons in the Western Highlands realignment. They are a very strong sophomore class. Again, Drone won the conference 11-1, but they're leaving. Mountain Heritage had a good run, but all of their wins were in conference. Mitchell, again, they were 3-3 outside of conference before they got into conference play this year. They didn't even play a home game until March 21st when they played Rosman due to the field being rebuilt. And man, what a beautiful field it is. All turf, has that App State look with the almost looking like the mowed grass with the different shades of green. Beautiful field overall, and I think it's going to be a big part of that Mitchell community moving forward. It's got to be a motivator for those little league guys to get up on that field one day. On the other side, Hayesville, they were first place in the Smoky Mountain 1A. They were 11-1. They didn't have a conference loss until that very last game against Murphy. I think they lost 3-2. That was a big upset because when we came out here to cover their senior night, they absolutely clobbered Murphy. But again, overall, 12-8 on the season, 11-1 in conference. They had some strong competition outside of conference. Franklin, they got beat by Christ schools, so they're trying to challenge these guys against some bigger schools. Their only non-1A win was against Towns County, which is right across the border there in Raven County, correct?
Correct.
All right, so I didn't know if it was Towns County, if that was the name of the county or not, but again, we find ourselves here in an 8 versus 25 matchup, and these teams have produced some solid talent over the years. No current Mitchell commits, but a few years ago they graduated Ethan Willis, who went to Paul DeCamp Community College before transferring to Division II UVA Wise. Justin Green, I believe he's the younger brother of Jennings, was a recent grad from Milligan. And Zeus Ponder, recent graduate from Southern Illinois, University of Edwardsville. Hayesville, they got one current alumni playing in college. That's Connor Bradley. He's at Presbyterian. And they have two current commits on the team. Michael Mauney heading to play at Berea College in Kentucky next year. And recent commit Kyle Shaheen, who will be playing for Coach Kyle Morrison at Bob Jones University. A few players to watch on each side. Again, this is the return of A.J. Mackey. We missed him back in the middle of April there. He had missed the Freedom game with Mono, but he's back in the lineup today behind home plate. A few other names that we saw up there in that young sophomore class: Jacoby Dale, Noah Bynes, Jackson Rohr, Riley Silver. He'll be on the mound today. He was a high sevens guy, good pitcher's frame. Caden Buchanan, he was solid in the outfield. Kaj Pittman, I believe he's the one junior, and I have to go back and look at his grad year, but he impressed us as well, and I think he's one of the lone juniors on our list. But yeah, there's a big group of underclassmen coming up with Mitchell. Now for Hayesville, your starting pitcher today, Jackson Sellers, is a guy that we're really high on. Low eights, good pitcher's frame. Been up about 80, 82, 83. He'll be your starting pitcher. He swung a really good bat when we were up here in Murphy, had 4 ribbies. In your outfield, Ben Bethel, that's a junior that Coach Sellers is very high on. And another pitcher that we saw briefly that might have some relief opportunities this evening is Brady Reynolds. But overall, very senior-heavy lineup for Coach Sellers, a lot of experience. I think Hunter and I were joking on our drive up here. I think we're going to spend some time going through the mountain games and giving our picks of who we think is going to win. I think I'm going to go with experience in this game. Again, I hope it's an even match. I'm cheering for both teams, but I saw both these guys play, after a long bus ride. Those young sophomores, they might not realize how big this game is yet. It might play out of their shoes, but I think my pick in the pregame is it's going to be Hayesville because of the experience. But I do think it's going to be a close game. We'll get into our keys of the game here in a little bit. Hunter, you got a pick?
I think I'm going to go the not-so-fast route, Lee Corso, and go with the Mitchell Mountaineers. Watching Mitchell play, watching that tough Western Highlands 1A, 2A play out with Heritage and Drone, and watching Mitchell being right there on the cusp, knowing how they've had to be on the road for a good half of the year. So this is nothing new to them. The travel is not, they're used to not playing at home. A lot of good depth on this team, and I think that with Coach Green and the Mountaineers are going to come in here and make some noise and upset the home team, Hayesville Yellow Jackets.
It's going to be a good one here, so don't speak too loudly. We're surrounded by the Hayesville faithful here.
I definitely feel like this game is going to be a 1-2 run affair. I definitely think it's going to end up 3-2, 4-3, something like that, where it's going to be a nail biter and the crowd's going to be into it. It's going to be a great atmosphere in a local hometown field game where two small communities come together.
Let's go ahead and why don't you pull up those recent power rankings, and then we'll show them the 1A bracket and make a couple calls. So power rankings came out yesterday afternoon. We are going to keep these up through the playoffs. Not a lot of change. Asheville moving up to number 3 with that good win, that good split versus TC. And Franklin sneaking on at number 10 at the very end of the regular season. They got hot. They swept West Henderson. They swept East Henderson. Split with Smoky. So that's a good run for Franklin and Coach Greenwood. We'll get to that 3A playoff bracket in a minute. And the South Caldwell flipping with Burns after Burns split with Cherryville. Crest moving up to 3. And besides that, the only lone change is Watauga sneaking in at number 10 after a great run. They're on a 6 or 7 game win streak, and they won their Northwestern Conference with upset wins over Alexander Central and South Caldwell. So we're looking for Watauga to make a run here in those 4As. Now, looking at the 1A playoff bracket, Hunter and I are going to make a couple calls.
You guys found your way back out here, I said.
Oh, we couldn't stay away from Hayesville. So now we're glad to be back. We're in the middle of it for sure. We just did our calls of who we think is going to win. I said I think I'm going to go with experience. I think Hayesville's going to be the winner, and Hunter here, he's going with the depth and the fact that Mitchell played so much on the road this year after they lost their stadium that he's going with the young guns, Mitchell. So we'll see here. I'll let you all run him out of town if he's wrong. So
we know how to win. We know how to lose. We just don't want
to. Somebody here's playing Friday. That's all we know. So we're excited. Throw up that 1A bracket here. I will. I appreciate you. So the number 1 seed is Cherryville versus Bradford Prep. I'm going to go on a limb here and say I'm going to call Cherryville in this game. Bradford Prep has not won a game all year. Shameful.
Shameful to the NCAA.
NCHSAA, what are you doing?
How are we letting a 0-win team into the playoffs? Thanks to the RPI. Going back down on the left-hand side of the bracket. Already went through the Hayesville-Mitchell game. Let's go and pick the North Stokes-Murphy game. Murphy on the road to North Stokes. We saw them play. Have to go with the Vikings.
I'm going to say Murphy, they had a good win against Hayesville at the end there, but North Stokes, they're perennial winners. I think they're going to go ahead and take that one.
Bottom left, we got number 5th seeded UR Charter hosting 28th seeded Bessemer City. UR Charter's reigning. I think they're back-to-back 1A state champs.
I know they're coming in at a 5 seed, which is low for them, but the experience is there. They're probably going to roll over Bessemer.
The Western Highlands 1A, 2A conference champs Drone hosting Greystone Day. Going with the Wildcats.
I'm going with Drone. Tate Jensen's most likely on the mound. Hopefully they can save his arm a little bit and use him Friday too.
Here's another 1A team that I think is going to pull an upset. Our Highland Tech versus Bethany Community. Bethany Community played a tough conference with Leadership Academy, and I think it was Cornerstone they finished. Don't know much about them, but Highland Tech's played Cherryville and Burns this year.
Played them close at times. I'm going to be the Debbie Downer. I'm going to go with Bethany Community. I just think that 1A, 2A split conference Southern Piedmont was too top-heavy with Burns and Cherryville.
I should be getting some live updates from the bottoms in Polk County. My father's there watching Coach Allman Gunner face off against the Star Mount. I guess they're the Rams.
They've been playing a lot better defense recently. Polk has. Noah Harden's probably on the mound today. He's a strike thrower. I'm going to go with Polk County as well.
Heritage traveling to Leadership Academy. You know what? I'm riding with the Western Highlands. I'm going 3 for 3 with the Western Highlands. Mountain Heritage pulling off the upset over Leadership Academy.
I was going to say Mountain Heritage is a good baseball team. Their emotions get the best of them sometimes, but my guess is Carter Burnett is on the mound. He had a great win against Drone last week. Lefties can be tough. I, too, am choosing Mountain Heritage.
And then I'm going with Piedmont Community over Swain. Swain just they finished well. I think 10-2 in conference, but definitely a tough matchup with Piedmont Community. I'm going with Piedmont
1A Smoky
Community.
Mountain was down this year. I'm going to go with Piedmont as well.
Let's go into the 2A. 2A, number 1 seed overall, East Rutherford. Go Cavs, undefeated.
Yep.
I think they're going to win a 2A state championship.
I say we'll try to get through the 2A real quick and then bring the 3 and the 4 up during the game. I think we're going to be getting the starting lineup soon.
West Lincoln traveling to Surrey Central.
West Lincoln has a big dog pitcher. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but I think they're that team that can win that tough game because of the arm. I'm going West Lincoln.
We'll ride to Seaback into Maiden, hosting Community School Davidson. Give me Maiden.
Community School Davidson was that same conference as Lincoln Charter.
Yeah.
Did they split with them, or did Lincoln Charter?
So.
I'm gonna go Davidson. As CVAC just beat each other up, it was hard to get a vibe on how they didn't win a lot of out of conference games. So I'm gonna go with the upset there. I'm definitely taking Burns over Newton Conover.
Easy.
I'm gonna take Pine Lake Prep over East Gaston. I think East Gaston was part of that top heavy Southern Piedmont. RS and East Burke.
Yeah, I'd have to go Pine Lake Prep too. Honestly, RS East Burke, that's a toss-up to me. That's a coin flip. I'd have to go with the home team. They're last at AB for RS Central.
Quietly, East Burke played probably the toughest competition outside of that CVAC. I'm going East Burke. I love RS, love Fowler, but Drew Yelton's their big dog. If they can limit runs and get Yelton out, I have a feeling they can make an upset.
We'll go ahead and take Lincoln Charter over Westville. Going back up from the bottom right, we'll pick the Madison over East Surrey.
I'm going to take East Surrey. I think Madison's a great coach team, but their seed is always higher than I feel they're deserving of because of that split conference.
Yeah, and that's it for the 2A teams in our region that we cover. So
we'll get through 3A and 4A in a little bit, but let's go ahead and let the PA announcer take it from us, introducing your starting lineups and national anthem coming on deck.
Number 15, Dawson Devane. And number 2, Cooper Matheson. And now, will everyone please rise and remove all headgear for playing on the national
Pedestrians over there near the wire. Should I go warm them real quick?
Our first pitch today will be thrown out by Cooper Godfrey. Cooper is escorted today by his parents, Jamie and Melissa Godfrey. Cooper is 6 years old and will be representing the Hayesville Primary School, where he attends kindergarten. Let's hear it for Cooper.
Went with the split change. So you got to like the festivities of a first pitch, you know. It's good small community baseball. So Jackson Sellers on the bump again. He was very impressive when we saw him versus Murphy on their senior night, 79-82. Good stuff. Curveball's got shape. Hits the ball really well too. What you got?
Not mine. Keys to the game.
Oh yeah, our keys to the game. Just keys now.
Just keys.
Dangling those keys. So look, keys to the game today. Number one, can Mitchell handle the heat? Sellers can bring that low 80s heat. They didn't handle the Miller kid very well at Freedom, who was 79-82. That's the key here is what will Mitchell do with higher velocity than they're used to seeing in some of those Western Highlands games. Key number two, the Mackey factor. Again, it's a young group of talented sophomores led by A.J. Mackey, who had missed some time with mono. We missed him in that Freedom game as well, but he is back. He's behind the plate. And when you have a strong prospect, who's especially an up-the-middle prospect, that can create the stability to get just about any team through a game. And then lastly, key number three, experience could be the edge today. You know, Monty, Shaheen, Roberts. There's a whole laundry list of seniors on this team for Hayesville. They've been there. They know what a big game looks like. They've seen playoffs. Sometimes at the end of the day, experience wins out because they have a prerequisite for some of these tougher situations. So we'll see. I think it's a very evenly matched game. Again, we want to thank Stammy's and L&L Furniture and Appliance for picking us up today. We couldn't be happier to be doing a 1A high school playoff game. I think this is very emblematic of what mountain baseball is. Good athletes, a lot of multi-sport athletes, gritty. Again, they've sent guys to college. We got guys in this game that are going to be playing in college. And it's game time, folks. So first pitch can be delivered to you here. Swing and a miss. Pittman chases the high heat to start us off here in Hayesville. Beautiful day. Say about what, 71, 72 degrees. Heat's right on top of us with the sun. So, but overall, pretty cool breeze. Just outside, ball one. So we'll get some velos here on Jackson Sellers. Next inning, let the game get a little deep. Nice off-speed curveball puts it in there. Now, these two have not faced off since 2012. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was the third round of the 1A playoffs. I think Hazel took that pretty handily, if I remember correctly.
12-2. Again, all those young men are done grown up. That's 13 years ago. So wow. The gentlemen playing in that game are probably, what?
31.
Holy moly.
30, 29, 30, 31. Wow.
Nice fight here by Pittman. It's going to stay 2-2. We got 4 camera angles here for you today. Hayesville is probably definitely one of the more difficult stadiums to maneuver when hanging these cameras. Really tight nets.
Oh, yeah. Well, what do we say about these fields? As there's a check swing.
No, they said he didn't. I thought he broke his hands, but it's going to be a 3-2 count.
What do they say about these fields? The sexier the baseball field, the less advantageous it is for us to set up our cameras.
I was going to say, the more metal, the better with our magnet grips. But anyway, we'll make any field work. Pittman making Sellers work here. I want to say this is going to be the 9th pitch of the AB coming up. So that's what they're going to have to do. Sellers is definitely their best overall arm. That's where 1A baseball can get you, is with pitching depth. He's going to miss outside here, so lead off walk for Pittman. Jacoby Dale coming to the plate. Dale, your shortstop. Pittman playing second today. For Hayesville around the infield, it's Devaney at third, Roberts at short, Monty at second, and Shaheen at first. It's Chance Hughes behind the plate doing the catching. Sellers delivers. Swing, pops up a high fastball. It's going to be Devaney over there, calls it, makes the catch for out number 1. 1 away. In your outfield, Ben Bethel in left, Kendall Boyer in center, and Cooper Matheson in right field for the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. And again, Jackson Sellers on the bump. Here's AJ Mackey, sophomore. Again, heard a lot of good things about AJ. It's actually our first time seeing him play live. So glad that he's healthy again. He's a good athlete for your Mountaineers. Pittman takes off, swing and a drive. That is a hooked foul. I'm going to scoot down Yellow Jacket Drive there.
He's trying to pull it up on the road. Got the primary school above us, as well as the high school. Splits, Yellow Jacket Drive splits the recreation department and the high school and the primary school. I like how they call it the primary school. I like that old school.
What a beautiful facility they have here at Hayesville, too. I mean, this would put some NCAA D1 facilities to shame. The field is great, but when you walk up behind the press box, well, the press box looks like a freaking apartment complex. But you get up into the facilities there, it's a, you got the drop-down cages, all turf. You can pull all those nets up and have an infield practice on a rainy day. Coach Sellers invited us up there for dinner after senior night, ate with the families, and again, just a beautiful facility. Mitchell on the other side too. Like these two are probably the pinnacle of Western North Carolina baseball facilities. Mitchell's baseball field needs to be the cornerstone model for what Western North Carolina needs to do for most of their fields. When turf first came out, runner goes. It's going to be outside. It's going to get past Hughes. So we'll give a stolen base to Pittman as he was off on the pitch. So you got to love Mitchell's energy over here. A lot of energy coming out of that visitor dugout. But when we went up to Mitchell and we saw that turf field, when I first moved here and they started putting all the turf in some of these local fields, the romantic side of me said, no, I want dirt, I want grass. But then you see about our winters here, our falls, it's hard to maintain. Swing to drive. That ball going to stay up. Just enough for Matheson. Nice grab. Runner does not tag. So Mackey hit it hard, but it stayed up just long enough for Cooper Matheson to make a belt-high catch out there in right field. But I think if all those fields out there in Western North Carolina, they're struggling with maintaining their grass each year, you got to go up to Mitchell and see what they've done. Beautiful field. We were up in Watauga. They were talking how badly they need it up there with the weather they have. It can be in the 40s up until May in Watauga. Nice pitch by Sellers. Runs inside, but good location. They come back with a curveball here. So this is Jackson Rohr. Jackson was doing the catching at the Freedom Mitchell game we covered. This is up and in again. It's a nice job by the Mountaineers getting Sellers to throw some pitches here in the first inning, even if they don't get a run out of it. They made them work the counts. Runner goes, swing, and a double foul. Only counts as one, though. A lot of games going on around the Western North Carolina spectrum this evening. Again, there was a lot of games out there that we were hoping to get calls on. We're really excited when the phone rang at like 8:30 this morning from Jennings Green, saying the Mitchell community was going to jump in and try to make this happen. Oh, little pickoff attempt here. Nope. Shortstop flashes Roberts. Here's the pitch. Sellers missing a little high here, kind of pulling off on his delivery. Needs to bury his nose and Hughes' catcher's mitt on the follow through here to get back down in the zone. And if you're Rohr here, you got to look for something up in the zone without chasing. Because everything's been just a bit up here this inning for Sellers like that. That was probably the pitch. That was the pitch to jump on there. He missed it. Fouls it back. So 3-2 count. Sped is bad up here. If he can locate an off-speed pitch, it might be the way to go, especially with first base open. I wonder if Pittman takes off on the pitch, though, and if it's off-speed. Pittman stays. Swing, foul ball off the right side over into the Yellow Jacket softball field. No softball Lady Jackets this evening. Are they playing anywhere?
Let's see.
Say, when we did our game here last week, both teams were playing simultaneously. Great vibe. A lot of kids playing in between the fields.
They didn't make the playoffs, unfortunately.
What was their record?
1-14.
Oof, rough year for the Lady Jackets. Swing and a pop fly. Back up behind us again. A really good fight here by Jackson Rohr. Rohr DHing for Dalton Jones this evening. Dalton, you're starting right fielder. How's the heat on that thing doing?
Oh, it's cooking.
You want to put it in the shade here?
I might bring it down a little bit, but it's going good, okay.
There it is. Strike three. Goes to the curveball. Gets Rohr looking. So probably a few more pitches than Sellers would like to throw, but a flash of his potential dominance. Tall, strong, working on some mobility. Fastball's been low eights. We're gonna keep following Sellers here this evening. On the other side, you're gonna have another talented arm in that sophomore class. This is Riley Silver. Riley, we saw him come in relief in that Freedom game, and he was impressive. He created some stability in that game, gave Mountaineers a chance for a minute. Let's take a minute here. We're going to brag on our Patreon spot because we have 4 Patreon paying members right now. We're about to put out some state game mock rosters. We're going to continue with the content, so hopefully you join our Patreon. Say Hunter's going to
I want to help support
info.
Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of West North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the College Tour Series, High School Scout and Streaming Series, American Legion Post 70 coverage, weekly media content, highlight films, playoff projections, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. Stay connected to us across all the platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@bbuniversitywNC. And like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at @bbuniversitywNC. And check out our website at www.baseballu.org.
I would say the viewership's blown up on Facebook this week. We're only about 15 followers away from 5,000 on Twitter, X. Instagram, I don't know. I still don't know. And I'll be honest, the one thing that's been hard to grow is actually the YouTube viewership. So if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, give us a subscription there. Because we're going to start putting out more content. We've got some podcast ideas. And then for our college coaches listening, we'll be doing our prospect filming starting June 4th. So we're going to do 4 of those this year. So a lot of new prospect films will be popping up on that YouTube site as well. Well, Michael Mauney, your Berea Bear commit, to head out to Kentucky next year. So I'm a big fan of the state of Kentucky. Beautiful area out there. Mauney's going to take a strike on the outside corner. Again, Silver was really impressive in that Freedom game. I like the frame. He was high 7s. I think he can be a guy who's mid 8s by the time he graduates if he keeps working hard. Spins one out. 1-1 count. So old school pitch calling between Mackey and Coach Green here. No pitch comms in Mitchell County. Mauney sends one to left center field. That's going to turn the numbers, but Vines squares his shoulders and makes a catch out there in that left center field gap. So good swing by Mauney, better read by Vines.
Stepping up to the plate, number 5, Ben Bethel.
Benjamin Bethel wearing number 5, the left fielder coming up to the plate. Say Ben is one of the names that Coach Sellers spoke pretty highly on when it came to college prospects. We did not see a lot of him last week because it was senior night, and he had a full lineup of seniors when they were playing Murphy. Bethel takes strike 1 on the fastball, middle out. Say Mackey, a strong presence behind home plate there. Athletic-looking ball player. Silver goes back out there again, but misses on the chalk line. Ooh, nice check by Bethel. So 2-1 count. Another pretty drive up into Hayesville. Went a different way this time.
We went 64. Not as curvy as was expected. Was always told it was so curvy and it's awful to drive down. And
it's curvy enough for you to get lost for a minute.
That wasn't 64. That was 1923 441. Didn't make the turn to go to Silva in time. Just kept going like I was going to the reservation.
Silver misses high, so ball 4, Bethel down to first base. It's going to bring Jackson Sellers up.
21, Jackson Sellers.
Sellers swung the bat really well in that Murphy game. Now, granted, you're seeing mid-sevens velo. And then the guy they brought in at relief for Murphy was mid-sixes. So that's what you get with small school baseball sometimes. So when it comes to evaluating, it can be tough. You got to catch these guys maybe in the summer circuit, maybe deeper in the playoffs here when you actually see some mid-eights velo. But Sellers a two-way prospect. Really like him for junior college baseball, just for athletic side. I think he's a guy who could come out of JUCO throwing 90. But academically, he'd be really good in the D3 market right now, too. Wants to be a teacher, potentially. So schools with good education departments. Again, it's for that 4-year money, those 4-year spots. It's tough at that D2, D1 level. So you got to realize that the best fit for a lot of our high school guys right now is junior college and small school baseball Division III. When it comes to paying for D3, it comes down to good grades, and that's what Sellers has got. That's what's helping Monty, too. Monty's not paying a cent for Berea. If you graduate towards the top of your class and the finances work out, it's a work-study school, so it's free. I know Kyle Shaheen, who's going down to Bob Jones, has earned himself a lot of academic money as well. So that's the key to making school affordable. 4.0, get your A's, get your extracurriculars, take those AP honors if you can. So 3-0. What do you think? Green light for your best hitter?
Oh, yeah. Early on in the game, try to get some runners in motion.
Ooh, and he put a big old swing on that. Ricochets off the catcher's face mask. Mackey going to shake it off. It's a fun game, but it can be a painful game. Going to shake the stars from the eyes after that one. So 3-1 count. So well timed up on that fastball now. Silver's probably got to come with something off speed here. Runner goes off speed. Calls the strike. Bethel's going to steal second, but generous strike call. I thought that missed high, off speed at the very top of the zone, the umpire says. So full count. One out there now and running as far as runners in scoring position. Outside corner, strike 3. Gets Sellers looking. That's going to bring Kyle Shaheen, your recent Bruin commit, Bob Jones University. Left-handed swinger here, probably looking for something to pull.
Yeah, I want to shout out Kyle Shaheen, his commitment earlier.
Yeah. Say Kyle going to be playing at Bob Jones University. Bob Jones currently an NCCAA school. It's a National Christian College Athletic Association. A lot of NCCAA schools have dual enrollment into the conferences. They'll be D3 or NAIA. Right now, Bob Jones is playing independently as an NCCAA school, so they have a playoff system. But they just went through a recent athletics audit trying to figure out what should they be, because our girls' sports have been good for years, boys' sports trying to catch up a little bit. But after a recent audit, they were told they should be a Division II school, so that might be the way that they're heading in the next couple seasons. So interesting place for Kyle to end up. So Shaheen, the first baseman, with an 0-1 count. Silver's looking pretty good here. Hitting the spots. That's a good spot, middle in there. After Shaheen, you're 0-2. Try to be short to the ball. Maybe just try to ground ground one over to the right side, get that runner over. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's 2 outs now. I thought there was 1. So, yeah, you got to hit the ball. Holds his swing. Good frame by Mackey, but they're going to say inside. Asking the umpire, but not granted. That was a good pitch right there. Say Silver's looking pretty dang good early on. Walked Bethel, but a K and a fly ball for the other 2 outs. Shaheen, short to the ball, straight up the middle. Bethel's going to come around third. He's got plenty of time to score. It's an RBI single for Kyle Shaheen. So left the fastball up in the zone. He didn't try to do too much. Just threw the barrel at it, put it right back where it came, and it's a 1-0 ball game here in Hayesville. Tate Roberts now, another senior here for Coach Sellers. Shaheen with his lead from first. Oh, that's going to be a pass ball past Mackey. Sometimes you see that, try to frame it right on that edge and spits right out of the webbing. So another runner in scoring position here for Tate Roberts. What was Coach telling us about Tate? He's dating Jeb Schuler's sister. So ground ball to the shortstop. Dale throws across for the out. Say Schuler was a Cleveland Community College commit from Robbinsville. And then I think he's at Tusculum now. Maybe Carson Newman. So that's out number 3. 1-0 game as we head into the top of the second. Your Mitchell Mountaineers will be sending Owen Riddle, Caden Buchanan, and Jace Blanton to the plate.
Well, as you can see in the top of each inning, we'll have a bug for Stamey's Grocery in your corner. So we want to shout them out for being one of our playoff sponsors located in Spruce Pine. This local convenience store is the go-to spot for everyday essentials, from cold beverages and a variety of snacks, fresh milk, and a selection of refreshing drinks. It's got you covered.
I could use some Stamey's fresh drinks right now.
Whether you're stopping by for a quick bite or grabbing a 6-pack, the friendly service and drive-thru will make it easy to get what you need on the go. Appreciate Stamey's Grocery for being one of our playoff sponsors.
Yeah, we'll be back at Mitchell next year. It's a nice place to watch a ball game. At Western Highlands Conference going to be losing Drone and adding Hendersonville and losing Rosman too, right? They're sending Rosman back to the Smoky Mountain Conference. Anybody else they're adding? I think that's it, right?
I think so. Yeah, I want to reiterate.
You want to put that 3A up as you're reiterating?
Well, we'll put it up at a midway point to the first when we have a little bit more time, but want to reiterate, we are on a live stream today, but we're on a delayed live stream. So our software with YouTube gives us the ability to follow the NCHSAA protocol, and we're on a delayed live stream. So this is not happening in real time.
So if you're
watching
here,
this
is the future. So
we are speaking to you from the future. It's like
or the
Back
past.
to the Future.
I don't know. Probably the past now.
Technically the past.
Yeah. I want to walk out here and get some readings on Sellers as Owen Riddle comes to the plate here. Fouls one off.
Ball in, making it 2-1.
Say 80 steady on the fastball. All right. 2-1 count. Riddle, one of the many sophomores. So I don't know what Jennings Greens did to motivate this particular class, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sophomores on this roster. It'll be a sad senior night. Fist one here. Monty going to come in, underhands it to Shaheen for out number 1. 4-3 on the putout, and bring Caden Buchanan to the plate. Caden, center fielder. Caden had a really good defensive game in that Freedom Mitchell game we covered in the middle of April. Say Caden also in that sophomore class, I believe. Yes, he is. So 1-0 here in the top of the second. Sellers delivers. Fastball. Squares the bunt. Sellers going to pick it up. Throw to first. And nice pick by Shaheen. Had to reach over the head of Buchanan to snag that one. So 1-3 on the putout. 2 quick outs here. Brings Jace Blanton up, first baseman. Say Jace, one of 2? Yes, one of only 2 seniors listed on this roster and the only one in the lineup. Swings and fouls one back into the net. Shakes our camera a little bit.
Looks good.
Say we probably should have brought the tent.
Yeah. We made it down to St. Paul's and said, nah, we'll be okay. It won't be as hot.
Ooh. Nice spot. Must have missed in.
Got to realize you're a little bit lower in elevation in Hayesville than you are in Edneyville, which is shocking to think because it feels like you're going up the mountain.
Yeah, and the mountains are tall in the background, too. Beyond right field. So 2-1 count here for Sellers. Pitch to Blanton. There it is, 2-2.
Yeah, I feel like if we did have one of those typical canopy yard sale tent things, it'd be way too big for something like this. So we need to figure out some way of putting some kind of, I don't know what you call it, a roof over us. I was thinking
some fans.
Yeah. Just something that keeps the sun from beating down.
Keep it on the paper? Or,
iPad. I mean, it's still going to hit your phone.
Yeah. Just got to go a white case instead of a black case.
White iPad.
Ground ball. It's going to be Roberts, picks up a short. Pretty deep in the hole. Throws across, gets him by half a step. So 3 up, 3 down here for Mitchell in the second inning. Hayesville heading to their home side of the inning. It's going to be Kendall Boyer, Chase Hughes, and Dawson Devaney. Let's throw those 3As up. The 3A bracket has the bulk of the WNC high school teams. But going through, starting at the top, let's see. South Point at Carson. Ooh, Carson's a good Charlotte neighborhood. Man, I'll tell you, South Point looked strong when we watched them play earlier in the year. They ended up tripping and falling against Crest and Kings Mountain and maybe North Gaston too. I'm not sure, but experience wins. Lineberger knows what he's doing. I'm going to go with South Point over Carson.
I'll have to go with South Point too. He knows what he's doing over there. They got a great facility. They've been to the playoffs many times, so going with the Red Raiders. Next, we got West Henderson traveling to Parkwood, a conference champ in Parkwood, and their side of the 3A.
Not a great record.
Honest, not a great record, not a great RPI. I'm going with the hometown boys and Coach Jackie Korn and the West Henderson Falcons.
I'm going to go with Parkwood simply because I think West Henderson's too banged up. They just lost Brady Duvall for the season.
In that, we got High Brighton and Lake Norman Charter. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
High Brighton gets their part of the Northwestern 3A, 4A, but
they weren't challenged a lot either. But Coach Biddix is a good coach. I'm going to say that he's getting them prepared. I'm going to go with High Brighton.
I think I'm going to go with Lake Norman Charter and give Jackie and the Falcons a home game. We'll come back to those.
Now, this could be a potential upset. Kings Mountain playing better than the record in that Big South against number 4 Rockingham County. Rockingham County has a great record, but I don't think the competition is as strong out there. So I think I'm still going to go with Rockingham County, but that could be I don't know. Didn't you say you want to take Kings Mountain for that one?
I wanted to, but now that I'm thinking about it, just Rockingham, they've won a lot more games. I know Kings Mountain has beaten some good teams in the Big South.
Well, here's a tough one: East Lincoln and North Henderson. Sadly, I'm a North Henderson homer, but I saw East Lincoln play this year. They are good. I'm going to go with East Lincoln. Peyton Maven might be able to throw a gem, though. He's a great pitcher for North Henderson, a lefty. But
digging through that North's definitely going to have to get a full, complete game out of Peyton Maven if they want a chance to win. I'm going to go with the Knights, though. I played for Coach King.
North Iredell and Hickory. Well, you say the Knights? Oh, boy. All right. I'm hoping for it.
Yeah, me too.
Say 1-2 delivery. Silvers leaves it up high on the spinner. North Iredell and Hickory. Now, North Iredell had a great season, but Hickory's got Maddox McCree as an NC State commit. I think I'm going to go with the upset. I think the big dog pitcher is going to handle it. Hickory's got some good bats, too. Wyatt Everman's a good left-handed swinger in that lineup. I'm going to go with Hickory.
I'll go with the host team, North Iredell. They tied with this next team, North Lincoln, in the Western Foothills.
Yep.
So they both tied for first. North Lincoln getting the nod. So I'm gonna go with North Iredell, and then go ahead and pick North Lincoln for that rematch between the 1A and 1B as there's a ground ball into the
hole. Not enough on it. A nice backhand play out there by Dale, but not enough on it to get Boyer at first. It's going to be an infield single for Kendall Boyer. Smoky Mountain, North Lincoln. I'm going to go with North Lincoln. I think Smoky had a great season, but North Lincoln is tried and true. I'm going to take Crest over, South Rowan?
Yeah, South Rowan. So, I'll go with the Chargers. Go with Coach McFarland. He's got a great program going down there.
Oak Grove and North Gaston. Oak Grove's got a dog of a number 1 pitcher, so I'm going to go with Oak Grove there, even though Caleb Cloninger is probably going to pitch a gem for North Gaston as well.
Yeah, I'll have to go with Oak Grove as well.
I'm going to take West Mecklenburg over St. Stephen's. I was kind of surprised St. Stephen's ended up making it in. They struggled towards the end. But, again,
St. Stephen's lower on the RPI, but West Meck even lower than St. Stephen's. I'm going to go with the away team here.
Oh, runner is off. Pops it back into the crowd here. So everyone's going to have to return to where they were.
Yeah, I'm going with the away team, St. Stephen's.
All right, Franklin, North Davidson.
Franklin came on hot in the second half of the year and won some pretty big games in the Mountain 7 3A conference, but North Davidson's been there. They used to be a big – I don't know if they played TC when they were 3A or 4A, but North Davidson's been there. They've got some dogs.
That's a pop fly. The shortstop should be a can of corn, and it is. So Hughes out on the pop-up, brings Devaney up. Tuscola, Ashe County. Man, Ashe County, Tibbs, not a bad pitcher. Drew Cheek, professional ball player, but my guess is Amos Rich is throwing in that game. It's probably going to be a little too much for them to handle, so I'm going to go with Tuscola.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Mountain 7 Conference champ as well, Tuscola. I think they make a pretty deep run. Now, next we got Central Davidson hosting Stuart Kramer. And Stuart Kramer was expected to be a pretty big powerhouse in the Big South coming into the year, but
they had some up and downs. They still got a lot of good pitchers. Their top pitcher, the Stutzman kids, a Virginia Tech commit, I believe. I'm going to go with Stuart Kramer. I think they can pull that one out. Any others left in there?
I'm going to go with Central Davidson myself. I think the higher seed's going to take it. Final game.
Ooh, is that Pisgah Rock or Pisgah AC?
AC Reynolds hosting Pisgah. A great mountain matchup that we were fortunate not being able to go to because AC being in Buncombe County.
Yeah, good old Buncombe County. I'm going to go with the upset. I think Zach Wester is going to throw a gem for Pisgah. He's got big game experience already.
I think Coach Shep is going to have them button around the field up in Fairview, and I'm going to go with the Bears.
Small ball and good pitching, I think. So we'll get into the 4A here in a little bit. 4A is probably our leanest of the brackets when it comes to Western North Carolina representation. Ground ball down that third base line. Knocked down by Riddle, but he's going to hold on to it. So it'll be an infield single for Devaney. So first and second here, one out. Number 9 hitter Cooper Matheson coming up. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Sellers goes about this with 2 on and 1 out. Top of the lineup on deck in Michael Mauney. Third baseman's back a pretty good bit. Say Blanton up on the grass at first base. Now I see a little creeping in from Riddle. Does square to bunt. Bunts through it. Yes, he did offer. Strike 1. So all the runners are quickly get retreating back. So if I'm Riddle here, I'm coming back with another curveball for a strike. He seemed to have a little trouble bringing the barrel to the ball there on that bunt. Riddle after a long look, no bunt. So he popped up back behind us here. So 2 quick strikes here from Matheson. That's probably not the way you'd like to see it go here for the 9 hitter. Falling behind 0-2. Missing the bunt there on the first one. So now he's got to try to be pesky, fight back in this at bat a little bit. Let's try to stay out of that double play. Big hole over there in that 5-5. Swing and a miss. Runners are off. Mackey's going to throw down to third. Not in time on the double steal. So strike 3, but 2 runners advance on the stolen base.
Now batting number 1, Michael Mauney.
So big spot for Michael Mauney. Mauney got into one pretty good there. Sent it out to the gap, but it was ran down by the left fielder Noah Vimes in that first inning. So he don't need to put one over the fence here, but a base hit probably scores 2. I'll say Buchanan very deep in center field, so anything in front of those outfielders probably allows both runners to score. Say Dawson Devaney, good athlete out there, stocky, so he's probably not like a sub-7 guy, but if he gets a decent jump, he should be able to score on the single. And Boyer at third. Swing and a foul. Well, if you would have told me this morning before waking up, right when I woke up, that I was going to be in Hayesville this morning, I would have said you're crazy. But when I seen my phone ring from Coach Green, I knew where we were heading. Again, I love small school baseball. Big fan of both these clubs. Anybody wearing purple, I'm a big fan of, being a former North Henderson Knight. And also being an Edneyville Yellow Jacket. Big fan of these Hayesville Yellow Jackets. So a lot of vicarious connections between our homerdom. Say the winner of this game was going to be playing the winner of Thomasville and Mountain Island. I know nothing about them except that Mountain Island is an oxymoron. So
Oxymoron charter school. So being in the NCHSAA, it's an oxymoron. But don't tell other charter schools I said that.
No, I'm good.
Say charter school is a sneaky way to build a powerhouse at the 1A, 2A level. Mauney swings, pops one up. It's going to be just over into foul territory. Blanton over, makes the catch for the third out. Nice job by both these pitchers so far in this game. 1-0. So I was fouled out, foul territory, and heading into the top of the third for your Mountaineers, it's going to be Riley Silver, Noah Vines, and then back to the top and Kaj Pittman.
Well, we're in the third here. We want to thank L&L Furniture and Appliance Company for being our other playoff sponsor. L&L Furniture Company strives to provide excellent customer service, quality furniture, mattresses, and appliances for all surrounding mountain communities. Benefits we offer: pricing, delivery services, financial options, and warranties, giving a unique experience not found anywhere else in Spruce Pine, Bakersville, Burnsville, Avery, Marion, Banner Elk, Madison, and surrounding cities in the West North Carolina region. We provide a large variety of different manufacturers that will meet every customer's needs and wants. We try to provide cost-efficient inventory that everyone will love. Appreciate L&L Furniture and Appliance Company for sponsoring our playoff coverage.
Yep. Well, I want to go hit this concession stand, but I'm going to give you the book for a minute because I think I left my wallet in your car too. So I got a bit of a walk. I'll be back.
He's got a bit of a walk. I'm jotting down all my picks so I can keep track of them. Let's see. Got a lot of games in 3A that feature mountain teams. We just went through. Took us about the whole inning.
Okay, I'm done.
14 games in 3A. 8 games in 2A featuring mountain teams in our coverage area of these 10 conferences. 9 in 1A, and then we'll get to 4A here in a bit. Ball low here to Silver, the junior outfielder. Foul tip just off the chest plate of the catcher, make it 1-1. Jackson Sellers wheeling and dealing here early on, top of third. Gets that second high strike call across the letters. See if he'll go back there. Spin one. He goes right back there, but leaves it up just a little bit to even the count.
Oh, I didn't miss one.
Didn't miss a bat.
OB. A little bit of a jog out there. Yes, he did. He came back at the right time there. Drops a hook on Silvers. That's the second K for Sellers. 1, 2, 3 inning last inning, but ground ball, bunt ground ball, and another ground ball. 4-3, 1-3, 6-3. He's only allowed the one walk so far. Vine squares. Pulls back, ball one. Say Dawson Devaney weigh in on that one. Read that one well. Whew. Any other playoff matches you like for potentially in the second round there that you're looking through? Any Western North Carolina potential matchups in the second round?
Let's see. Coming through, you can see Lincoln Charter facing off against East Burke. Winner of East Burke and RS. That probably will be two teams in our coverage area. East Gaston, if they win, defeating Pine Lake Prep, will face off against a team in our coverage area. And the winner of Burns and Newton Conover in 2A. West Lincoln, East Rutherford could be a potential 2A. That would be, I'd like to see that. That'd be one of the more challenging teams East Rutherford's faced all year.
Ball four. So just couldn't quite bring that ball down on Vines. So Kaj Pittman up, took a walk, stole a base, was stranded at second in the first inning. So 1 out, 1 on here. And the 4-pitch walk to Vines. Pittman Jr., I think he's got some potential. He's a guy we're looking at. A lot of these guys are multi-sport athletes. Still got to learn a little bit more on the they got him picked here. So Shaheen better throw it. Gets it to Monty. Trying to get it back in time. I think he's safe. They call him out. Say, you want to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker if you're Shaheen there at first. But nice job by Hughes, the catcher, to motor all the way down there, at least make a play. Umpire was not in a great position to make that call at all. He was in that base path line all the way behind like 3 or 4 players. Honestly, I think he was safe sliding back in. But it is what it is. It's going to be a 1 to 3 to 4 to 2 put out. Holy moly. So picked off. 2 outs. Nobody on. Pittman up with.
What's the blocking the base rule in high school nowadays?
I don't see anyone blocking there, do you?
It looked like he had his leg there, so that's an interesting replay.
I thought once you had the ball, you can block the plate. Either way, it's nobody on and 2 outs now. 2 strikes here to Pittman. Sellers misses out there. Sellers wearing 21. Big, tall righty. Good curveball. That's probably his best curveball of the game right there. Strike 3. 3 Ks total. Heading into the bottom of the third. It's going to be Bethel, Sellers, and Shaheen to lead off. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Well, if you're listening out there, there's going to be another playoff game on Friday. And we will be available to any neighborhood that wants to bring us out. If you're interested in having Baseball University come do your coverage of your playoff baseball, give us a holler, and we can talk about what we're going to need as far as sponsors for revenue. Again, we want to thank Stamey's and L&L Furniture for picking us up today. The Baseball University prospect filming season will be starting here soon. I had a lot of inquiries. We expect to sell out. We limit it to about 25 players. Juniors in that 26 class, if you need updated film, this is definitely the one for you. 27s, if you haven't had any film before, it's time to come out. And for you 28s, we should probably get on the phone and just get an idea of where you're at, because it's so dang early for you freshmen, rising sophomores. So we're going to be at Mars Hill June 4th. We have several colleges out there: Western, Milligan, Concord, Mars Hill, Brevard, Montreat, Rockingham, Cleveland Community College. So it's going to be a good group of coaches. And, of course, we do the best films and the most honest evaluations out this way. And that's why college coaches keep coming back asking questions and looking for references. So if you're trying to play in college, definitely get with Baseball University of the Blue Ridge ASAP. You can learn more about our prospect filmings and our recruiting advising services. But we're here. We're in the neighborhood. We live and breathe Western North Carolina baseball, and that's what helps us be such a strong organization is we get to see you play. We're not nationwide, so we're not just flying into one town here and there at random, just seeing you play one time in the showcase. You know, we know your high school coaches. We get out to watch you play. We know where you play summer ball, and that really goes into building strong references for our college prospects. So here in this game, we've had some guys come through. Michael Mauney, Kyle Shaheen, Jackson Sellers for Hayesville have been Baseball University guys. And for Mitchell, our lone Mitchell guy has been Ethan Willis. We really enjoyed working with him, son of former head coach, Coach Willis, who handed it over to Coach Jennings 2 years ago. That's strike 3 looking on the outside corner. So Bethel goes down. He's 0 for 1 now with a walk and a K.
Batting number 21, Jackson Sellers.
Say 2 hits in the game here for the Yellow Jackets. The RBI single by Shaheen, and then the leadoff infield single by Boyer. Actually 3 hits. I gave a hit to Devaney on that grounder down the third baseline last inning. Sellers struck out looking in the first. Say Silver's pitching fairly well out here. He's given up the 1 run, but not a lot of hard contact. This is up here. I got to go get a radar gun reading on the young man here. I know Hunter's doing some sort of math statistics in his notebook, so I'm going to walk away when he's ready to take over. Oh. A strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Hayesville fans don't love that call.
Got the Boo Birds. Well, catcher Mackey having some issues with his catcher's mitt, so we'll take a quick timeout. We're pretty close to selecting a Poppy's Popcorn Player of the Week for our final week, last week of the regular season. We'll make that announcement tomorrow morning. Have a few more statistics to cipher through. So Seller's going to pop one up. It's fairly close to us. Nice play by Mackey over into the gravel to make the catch. Fouls out to the catcher for 1 out. 2 outs, sorry.
I hope I got that one.
Stepping up for the plate, number 3, Kyle Shaheen.
I think it's in that blind spot. Oh, yeah, right in the blind spot. That would have been nice to have.
So Hunter usually takes pride in making sure at every angle of the field has a camera on it, but
it's always hard to get these foul corners right here in front of the dugouts unless you have an angle that essentially you're just giving up part of the field for, and you might use it, once or twice in a game. So
Shaheen had the RBI single on that 2-strike count in the first inning. Fell behind early. Didn't try to do too much. Just put a high fastball right back up the middle. Ball 3. So 3-0 count. Again, 2 outs here. Nobody on. Do you give them the green light and just say, hey, see if you can get into one? Or do you extend the inning and make them throw more pitches? I think that's kind of where I'm at. I'd probably give them the take sign here. Oh, he gets the green light. Doesn't get the fat part of the bat on it. And that's going to benefit him here as that dying quail falls in front of the right fielder, Jones. Kyle Shaheen, 2 for 2.
4th hit of the game for the Jackets. Well, that accomplished both your goals right there. Extend the inning, throw more pitches, and get on base.
Say pitching depth is going to be a big one in the playoffs for these 1A teams. You can only throw your ace once a week unless you save them,
And you don't want to save them until the second round and lose in the first.
Right. I've seen that not work. A couple years ago, I remember Asheville had a really high seed. It might have been 2 or 3 years ago, and they elected to not throw their ace, thinking they were going to walk all over the first-round team, and they were a first-round upset. And I know there was some controversy in the high school baseball world about whether to try to save your ace for a better team if you think you can win with your second guy, or do you throw your ace because you have to go with the sure thing. Mackey throws down here. Shaheen slides under the tag. So stolen base for Kyle Shaheen. Good jump. So again, only a 1-0 game here. So Mitchell very much in this game. Silvers is pitching really, really well. Again, he has not given up a lot of hard contact. Ground ball, third base side. It's going to go foul. So of the hits that Silvers has given up, it was really only the first one by Shaheen that had any velocity to it. The other 2 were essentially infield singles, and then the bloop single here. Monty, the fly out to left field, had a little juice behind it, but for the most part, Silver's been cruising himself. Needs to make a big pitch here to Tate Roberts. He's got him at a 1-2 count here. Let's see what he chooses. Bounces one here. It looked like a changeup. Shaheen taking his lead. Second baseman Pittman has an eye on him. Not a hard hold. Here's the pitch. Ooh. Went back to the off speed. I don't know. Missed low, I guess. That was a good spot. Man. Save on the pitcher. I want that call. Doesn't have to give in to him here. He's got first base open. Yes, gives it to him that time. Now, look, here's the problem I have with that call. I think it's a strike. But the fact that he didn't call the one right before it a strike, that's what sets up the drama that we just saw. So, again, strike 3, probably a makeup call. I personally don't think the umpire is calling that bad of a game, but that was definitely a bad call. Not so much because it wasn't a strike, but because of that setup pitch. So, anyway, that's baseball sometimes at the high school level. Heading into the top of the 4th, it'll be Jacoby Dale, A.J. Mackey, and Jackson Roar. Now I'm going to go check out that concession stand. You want something?
Give me something. While I check that out, I might go ahead and throw up our recruiting advising program. Definitely get with Coach Cook. I've helped him out with this recruiting advising program for about the last few years at filmings and whatnot. We just mentioned the March Hill filming last inning, but this recruiting advising program is top notch. If you just want your films done, but you need Cook to help you out a little bit and you're willing to make your phone calls and your emails to the college coaches and you have some contacts yourself, then you don't need Coach Cook to make all the phone calls and talks on your behalf, but be proactive. That's how I was in high school, proactive, trying to get things done. And using this program, he's put 200 plus into college and over 60 institutions. So a great representation. You can find a list of those on the website at www.baseballu.org. It's about 30 players per cycle. We like the high academic guys a lot. Guys who are willing to be their own beneficiary, willing to stick their neck out for themselves. But definitely get with Coach Cook if you're watching this and you want to play the ball at the next level. Seller's going to start off the top of the 4th here. High and inside for ball 1. Got that Frito cake there talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what that
Frito
is.
pie.
Frito pie or whatnot.
So I had to get something.
Sellers behind early here, 3-0. Kind of all over the zone to start.
Got some softball style cheering in that Mitchell dugout there. Singing some nursery rhymes.
Whatever keeps the vibes up. You need to have an active dugout during the playoffs. You need to keep the atmosphere brewing.
There it is, yep.
Jackson, way to battle out there, buddy.
So Sellers 3-2 now. So they just try to dot it up again. Swing. That's going to be a single in the right center field.
And just like last night for the Atlanta Braves, we break up the no-hitter a little bit early on, though.
Yep. So first hit of the game for Mitchell. Comes at a good time, too, now. Runner on for your best hitter, A.J. Mackey. So Jacoby Dale with the leadoff single. Mackey flew out to right field his first time up, hit the ball hard. Say Matheson made a good play on it.
Battling the sun here, that's for sure. I'm your first baseman. I don't know how you're seeing this ball out of the pitcher on a pickoff attempt. My Lord.
Say a 4:30 game, it puts it right on top of you.
Feels like we're at Crest.
Oh, kind of excuse me swing. Shaheen back. He's going to call it and make the catch. Nice pitch by Sellers. big out there in the heart of the Mitchell order. So 1 out. It's going to bring up Jackson Rohr. So Sellers could use some more quick outs after throwing it. Oh, they pick him off again. I mean, I'm not seeing necessarily anything outrageous about Sellers out of it. They're going to call him out of the baseline. Yep. So another pickoff. And again, he's not doing anything outrageous. I think what Sellers is doing a good job of is just switching up his holds. You know, he'll have a quick delivery and then he'll hold for 3 seconds. So he just is turning at the right moment when those Mountaineer base runners are trying to get a quick head start on that stolen base. But nice job by Sellers, just mixing up his moves, nothing overcomplicated. I think it's good for you kids to see at home. Like, you don't have to have so much like a stellar move. You just have to have there's a line drive base hit by Rohr with nobody on, though. But if you just mix up your timing, mix up your different holds, your looks, you know, keep that runner guessing. So Chance Hughes with a quick pick from behind the plate. Rohr's going to get back in there safely. Owen Riddle up, grounded out his first time up. There's a strike, fastball in the middle out. So Sellers looking good, but more or less Mitchell needs to keep their base runners on, you know, to make it a little tougher, get them, you know, keep them in the stretch. Spins one that don't spin, stays up. Swing, foul. So 2-2 evens up here, 2 outs. Got the one runner on first. A little late on that one. I say you give him your good heat here. You know, really get into one, put it up around his letters. See if you can give him the chase. Ooh, another foul. See, again, it's 2 fastballs in a row. He's having a little trouble catching up on. Elevate that fastball a little bit here. I think you can get that swing and miss. Good job by Mitchell making him pitch. Throw a lot of pitches because if he reaches that pitch count in a close game, it can make things really interesting in that 6th, 7th inning. Goes to the curveball and collects his 4th strikeout of the game. Well, Mitchell gets their first hit, but they're also picked off for a second time. It's 1-0. 4th inning. It's going to be Kendall Boyer, Chase Hughes, and Dawson Devaney. Well, let's talk about our 4A playoffs. Again, we don't have as many 4A teams in Western North Carolina, but a few to mention. You got Sun Valley and Alexander Central. Who are you taking?
Sun Valley just played a lot tougher competition the entire year. Don't get me wrong, Alexander Central's going to give them a game, but I think that last at bat is going to be pivotal for Sun Valley, and they're going to have the edge in a very close one.
I'm going to go with Alexander Central because they're in the same position last year, and they ended up going to the 3rd or 4th round.
Going back down, you got Asheville hosting South Iredale, 2 teams we saw this year. I think the Cougars are dominant. I think they are poised to make a deep run this year. This is the Tarski brothers.
Yeah, I wonder about their pitching a little bit, but Leo Justin really stepped up in that last weekend against TC. Same with Tate Trantham. I'm going to put my money on Asheville as well. Big fan of Coach Little in South Iredale. Would not be surprised if I got home tonight and saw that they won. But we're going to go with the homer, Asheville Cougars.
Got the South Caldwell is a Trojans, I think.
Number
up there.
2 seed.
Number 2 seed.
I'm gonna
Bruce.
go with South Caldwell.
Yeah, and then second round rematch, I'm calling it. Watauga traveling to South Caldwell. They're going to beat Ragsdale in the first round. They are on fire right now.
I'm going with Watauga right now.
They might be the hottest team entering the playoffs.
Hot hand right now. I'm going with TC over Northwest Guilford.
The TC going to make a deep run. Probably have a second round matchup with Charlotte Catholic, a team that already played.
Might not be as deep as you think. And I think that's it.
Except for 4A.
Is that it for 4A?
Kendall Boyer.
Say Boyer had the infield single and stole a base in the second inning. Leads off the fourth here. Let me get a couple of radar gun readings on Silver. Yeah.
Ball high. Evens it at 1-1. A lot of great baseball action across the mountains today. Sucks we couldn't make it out to a few of these games, but I want to appreciate the Mitchell Mountaineer faithful. Ooh, palmed that ball deep. Wonder if the radar gun woes got to him there. Ball going up toward the first base line. Seems like it's out of play.
Oh, 78, 79 on the fastball. I like that. It's about a tick higher than what we saw at Freedom from the young man. And we'll sneak out there and see if maybe he can get an 80, pop an 80. He will be. I like this pitcher. I think he's got good stuff. He's got a good frame. Swing and a drive. But nice track out there by Vines again. That's a quick out.
Hard hit balls right at me, guys.
Hughes.
Yeah, 4A just seems pretty chalky, but this matchup we didn't mention because it's not in our coverage area. But Huff and Hopewell, big rivals. Huff took both this year, but honestly, I might think Hopewell might come out and be fired up for that one.
Say 4A, the bigger schools down by the bigger cities. Here's Chance Hughes, the catcher. He's been having a strong game behind the plate. Battery made of Jackson Sellers. Silver's going to miss high here. Paul's behind 2-0. Say on deck is Devaney. He had an infield single as well. So they turn into a pitcher's duel here out in Hayesville. Gotta love it. Clean game. Haven't seen any errors. Again, a couple base running mistakes, but
well, the official score has that one as an error, but I think it's a hit myself.
That one, the third baseman backhanded. Ooh, good spot. So they are going to call it a strike. So again, it's funny because like the umpire is making some calls that I agree with, but he's not making them in the right way. If that makes sense. Like there, like you've got to be a little bit more sure of yourself when you call a strike. It almost looked like he pointed down to first base before deciding to put the finger into a strike call. So again, not a bad call. Just got to go about the right way. Pop up here, back behind us towards the softball field. So it went from what he thought was a 4-pitch walk, turns into a 3-2 full count for Chance Hughes. Strike 3 called. So 5 calls for 5 strike outs for Silver. So both these pitchers rolling very similar stuff.
Which one did you go with?
I went with Mountain Heritage in that Leadership Academy matchup. I think Mountain Heritage is better than that 26 number. Ball's foul onto the gravel. So Riddle gave a run for it, but I'll have to solve that one later.
Did you go Surrey in that one?
I did West Lincoln.
Okay.
Yes, I went Davidson. Private school tryouts. Private school playoffs are starting today as well. Christ School's got Raven Gap. And then ACA, I believe, plays tomorrow versus I don't know who. And then the only other one we'd have to really check on for our coverage is Gaston Christian, see who they're playing.
Did you pick Madison?
Nope.
Four different games.
I think Hunter's coming up with a scoring system for our playoff picks. We'll let you know how we did. Again, hoping to cover somebody on Friday. We got to see who wins and which neighborhood wants to bring us out. Again, sent a lot of junior college coaches the link today with the talent that we have in this game. I think a lot of our small school guys that are high-level athletes would be best to go the junior college route unless there's an academic track that's best for them. I like what I'm seeing from Silver. He looks like a guy that I'd want to recruit. I think he can throw harder. Both these pitchers have been a treat to watch so far. Pop up here. It's going to be a little trouble. Shortstop can't find it. Refines it. And Dale ends up making the catch. Looked like he was clueless for a second. But it's an out and a 1-2-3 inning. Nice job by Silver. We're going to head to the top of the fifth here. This game's moving right along.
We'll talk about our Patreon a little bit.
Yeah, so for y'all listening out there, Hunter's going to put up on the screen. We started a Patreon. We have 4 paying members. We love it. We appreciate it. The goal is to continue to crowdfund our efforts in Western North Carolina with our coverage. Again, if we could get like 200 members at $5 each, and that's extra revenue to buy camera equipment or a better switcher app or learn more about these mesh Wi-Fi systems to continue giving you better coverage. We're going to be putting up some good content that's going to be available only through the Patreon this week. We're doing a state games, Region 8 mock roster. We're going to do 2 different rosters because there's 2 different mindsets for picking a state games roster. We're going to do a best of the uncommitted roster, looking at it as a showcase first situation where you're looking for 26 and 27 guys who are uncommitted. And then we're going to do an all-star roster as well, where we're going to consider guys like Gunnar Alm, Amos Rich, guys that are already committed, and put that up on the Patreon this week so you can get an idea of what Baseball University thinks is our top recruitable talent and our top overall talent. And we're going to be doing some highlight videos, et cetera, et cetera. But overall, if you like what we're doing, please join the Patreon. How's the coverage been today so far?
Actually going pretty good. Got a good wide range of all over the field. iPad's been good. Might need to plug it in. But
no latency?
Not with it plugged into Ethernet.
Nice.
Ethernet cord defeats latency.
And again, I want our sponsors to know that they went towards a lot of our quick fixes. We bought so many different cords and Ethernet cords and little plugins to try to make these apps work better. So much appreciative of our sponsors. Ground ball in the hole. Roberts decides to take it head on, throws it across. Nice choice. Thought he was going to go with the backhand for a minute, but retires Buchanan on the ground ball. What you checking? Let's make sure our audio is good, or how is it?
Sounds good.
Good. All right, so 1 out here. Jace Blanton up. Jace grounded out. I believe, with Blanton being a senior, I was told that if he gets 1 more hit, he will become Mitchell's all-time hits leader for Mitchell. So, again, don't hold me to it. I need confirmation on that, but Blanton gets 1 more hit, it'll be Mitchell's all-time hit leader. Sends one in deep to left here, but it's going to be settled under by Bethel, who pulls it in for the 2nd out. And I'll bring Riley Silver, the pitcher, up. Struck out his first time. So I'm wearing our new Baseball University broadcast shirts today. Thanks to my dad. He wanted to do something nice for us. Surprised us, sent us in the mail Baseball University little polo shirt so people know who we are when we actually show up. They don't think we're just random guys setting up cameras around a baseball field. All right, sorry about that, folks. Had to pause for a second to catch up on a few messages. 2-2 count. Again, 2 outs here after the ground ball and the fly ball out of Buchanan and Blanton. So the inning that Sellers needed here to try to cruise with keeping that pitch count down. Strike 3, Watson. 5 Ks now through 5 innings for Sellers. The thing I like about Sellers, I will say, is he keeps his composure. I'm not, kids have fun out there, but I get a little annoyed by the forced anger and the forced, pump up sometimes. I always have respect for a player that just gets the job done and just calmly walks off the field like Sellers there. So anyway, heading into the bottom of the 5th, it's going to be Cooper Matheson at the bottom, then back to the top with Monty and Ben Bethel. Just a reminder, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please press that subscribe button. We're still learning a lot about the social media aspect of things, but it helps with our marketing, getting our name out there. So please subscribe. And then Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Those are our other social media platforms, and we use the same name for each one, BB University WNC. And then we have a website. Probably got to update it, but it's www.baseballu.org. So again, if you're a fan of the game, a college coach, or a player that wants to play at the next level, please give us a follow on all our social media platforms. I think through the YouTube subscriptions, we are now able to receive Super Chat. So I don't know if I've set it up yet or what, but if you're watching on the chat and you like what we're doing, you can always drop us a $5 donation or something along those lines. Join the Patreon. Again, we're experimenting with the crowdfunding aspect. We figured if we can get more revenue from the sponsors and the fan base, it's less money we have to ask for from the prospects that we work with in the summer and the fall on their college recruiting efforts.
Number 2,
and that's the main goal of Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, is just find a different way by becoming more community-based in our recruiting efforts. You see a lot of families out there forced to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to help with their kids' college recruiting. I don't think you have to do it that way. So bottom of the 5th starts off with a ball to number 9 hitter Cooper Matheson. So Cooper struck out in the 2nd inning. Second AB here for the young man. Up and into the senior there, 2-0. Again, Silver's been having a great game himself. Kyle Shaheen had the RBI single in the bottom half of that 1st inning. That's been our only scoring since. What you trying to check, like the delay? Okay.
See what it's looking like on my phone versus, because we have this one, which is like our end. So that's normal.
Right. So again, number 25 Mitchell here down to number 8 Hayesville, 1-0. So a little bit of a injury timeout. Trying to make sure that the catcher, Mackey's okay after that foul tip. So they couldn't ask for a better pitcher's duel between these two, Silver and Sellers. 3-1 count. So Silver's going to want to try to get back into this AB. Don't want a leadoff hitter to reach this late into the game. Silver's from the windup. There it is. Strike 2. Good call by the umpire. Again, I'm sticking up for him. He's made a couple interesting calls that I think have been correct, but just about how he went about it. Misses low here for ball 4. So second leadoff batter to reach for Hayesville through 5 innings. Boyer reached in the second, but ended up being stranded. So Jennings out here to meet with this pitcher. Oh, you going back to the tally?
Right, I got it.
You got
Finally.
it? Okay. I was wondering what sort of rabbit hole you were going down over here.
Well, when I get down the rabbit hole, I get down. We should have done this before, but I know that now we're not watching any live score, so
Stepping up to the plate,
we're technically unbiased.
Well, speaking of rabbit holes, the rabbit hole I went down was I was getting some text messages from some homesteading folks wanting to buy some rabbits. Ground ball. Uh-oh, booted around there. Throws to first. It's going to be late, so the E4 going to make things a little interesting here as Monty reaches. So first and second now.
Now batting number 5, Ben Bethel.
Say, got a signing tomorrow. Gio Yamas going to be signing with Geneva College tomorrow. He's the Asheville Christian Academy left-handed pitcher. Just got a text message from him wanting to come out to his signing. Really proud of that young man. He's worked hard to turn himself into a collegiate pitcher. Long, arduous player development journey for some of our guys out here, and it pays off when they can sign that letter of intent. He's going to be playing for a good one. Coach Sumner and Coach Chubb up at Geneva College. Love small school baseball. The biggest thing is just making it affordable. So 1-1 count here. Silver's in a jam. He's going to have to make some big pitches here for the Mountaineers. Pops this one up foul. Gets ahead 1-2. Say good composure from both of these arms today. Big pitch coming from Silvers here. Long look at second, goes from the stride. Ooh, nice backhanded pick by Mackey there. So that could have been a wild pitch, moving up both runners in the scoring position, but it's a 2-2 count. Double play still intact. Ben Bethel 0 for 1 at the plate. Grounds one up the middle here. Nice play. Steps on second. They're saying he's safe at second. Everyone is safe. We're going to give him an infield single on that. Nice play up the middle there by Dale. Slid. Thought he got his foot in there. Monty's pretty dang quick. Got the second or half a step sooner than Dale stepped on the bag. So bases loaded all around.
That fielder's choice?
Well, he slid, made the dive and play.
Yeah, he did leave his feet, so yeah, I will give him a hit.
It was tough play. Backhand pick by Mackey. Now Jackson Sellers at the plate 0 for 2. A K and a pop up to the catcher. Takes a strike here, 1-1. Say this is the pivotal moment here for Hayesville and Mitchell. Mitchell looking for a big out. They got the infield up. Hayesville looking for those insurance runs. Oh, right back into the net. Shakes one of our cameras a little bit. 1-2. So big moment here for Silvers. Could definitely use the K. Hoping for a ground ball into the mid of an infielder. Bounces one here. That's going to get past Mackey. 1 run in. So that's Matheson scoring from third base, put the second run in on the wild pitch. Everybody else is going to move up one as well. So Sellers with 2 runners in scoring position. First base is open. Still nobody out. So Silvers has pitched extremely well up to this point. The leadoff walk, the E4, and the single up the middle by Bethel, which, arguably could have been a fielder's choice. Sellers going to go down swinging here at the high heat. Big out for Silvers.
Now batting number 3, Kyle Shaheen.
Here's Shaheen. Kyle's been a force at the plate today. 2 for 2. Has the 1 run batted in the first inning. Say Shaheen open. He's got 1 more hit in that barrel. The Bob Jones commit. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Again, really good outing by Silvers up to this point. 1 run earned, 1 run unearned. There's strike 2. Shaheen found himself in this pickle in the first inning, falling behind quickly 0-2, and he was just short to the ball on a high fastball. So Silvers probably going to have to mix up the sequence here, maybe go to the changeup. He seems to have a little trouble controlling that changeup. I think it's the pitch he bounced. Oh, Shaheen pokes one over the left. It's over the third base bag, just fouled by about 6 inches. So he didn't hit it hard, just had a little bit of English on it. So it's Mauney at third and Bethel at second, 1 out. Again, Shaheen had the rocket up the middle and then the dime quail single on the 3-0 pitch in the third. Has a stolen base as well. Missed his high. 1-2 count. So Shaheen, simple setup. Swings at the off speed. If that was the changeup, that was the right pitch to go to. I was wondering if that would be it because he had him on the fastball late.
11,
Puts a changeup out there, locates it well. I think Silver's been struggling with that changeup location too. He had bounced a few in this game, so big pitch. Tate Roberts 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. And Silvers is 1 out away from getting out of this jam. 2-0 is still a very, very reachable mark for your Mountaineers. Mountaineers are going to be sending the 9-1-2 hitters up in their top of the 6th. Oh, swing. Roberts sends one up the right field, turns him around. Ooh, doesn't look pretty, but Jones reels it in. Oh, boy, that could have been rough if that ball didn't find leather, but it's out number 3, 2-0. Drama as we head into the top of the 6th. Noah Vines, Kaj Pittman, Jacoby Dale due up. Well, let's go back and talk a little bit about our sponsors. Again, we want to thank Stamey's Grocery. We drove by them on our way after the Mitchell game on our way to Boone. We drove by Stamey's, cruised through. Looks like an awesome spot. I mean, we really appreciate them. They're located in Spruce Pine. The local convenience store is the go-to spot for everyday essentials, from cold beverages and a variety of snacks to fresh milk and a selection of refreshing drinks. It's got you covered. Whether you're stopping by for a quick bite or grabbing a 6-pack, the friendly service and drive-thru make it easy to get what you need on the go. So again, if you're ever going through Mitchell County or you live in Mitchell, make sure you get to Stamey's for all your grocery needs. And then also L&L Furniture and Appliance Company, again, brother of Zach Shepard at Tuscola. We appreciate him stepping up. L&L Furniture Company strives to provide excellent customer service, quality furniture, mattresses, and appliances for all surrounding mountain communities. Benefits we offer are pricing, delivery services, financial options, and warranties, giving a unique experience not found anywhere else in Spruce Pine, Bakersville, Burnsville, Avery, Marion, Banner Elk, Madison, or any other surrounding cities in western North Carolina. We provide a large variety of different manufacturers that will meet every customer's needs and wants. We strive to provide cost-efficient inventory that everyone will love. So look them up on Facebook. I know Stamey's got a Facebook. I'm sure L&L does. I think I followed them this morning. Check them out on Facebook, social media. And again, if you're looking for some new furniture or appliances, L&L is the spot for you. Well, here we go. First pitch to the top of the 6th. Swing, pop fly to left field. Bethel back on it, and a one-handed catch out there for out number 1. 2 hands, young man. 2 hands out
Always
there.
2 hands.
Especially with the sunshine out and playoffs on the line. Top of the lineup here, Kaj Pittman. 0 for 1 with a walk and a K. What's up? Low battery?
He just died.
That's the same call right there.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
We'll get in a second. The battery fell off.
Okay.
So Pittman, athletic junior here, falls behind 1 and 2. Say Mitchell's got to start finding some ways on base. Bunt, HBP, any way possible here. There it is. Ooh, ball outside. It's been there this evening. Thought he had it.
Battling here. Yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. Looks like we lost the camera. Being in the sun, I think. Over
Hey, Hunter, it's back on, but I don't know how to get it off that calendar screen if you want to take a look at it.
Yeah.
All right, 2-2 delivery from Sellers. Misses out. Tried to spin it. Yeah, it's on like a calendar screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's that mean?
It's something that these new iPhones do on the software update. I'll get it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right, big pitch here. Say 1 out already. He's been cruising. So Sellers has worked through 3 different 1-2-3 innings. 4-batter inning and a 5-batter inning. So they were making him throw a lot of pitches early on, but the base runners still haven't really come, and 2 of the lone base runners that made it on base were picked off. So now that Pittman's on for a second time with a walk, he's got to be careful not to follow in that base running trend. So the batter now, Jacoby Dale. Dale has 1 hit in this game. 1 for 2. Yeah, they got 2 hits up there for Hayes or for Mitchell. One was your current batter, Dale, and the other is the batter in the hole, Jackson Rohr. Both hits came in that 4th inning. Unfortunately, Dale was erased when he was picked off of first base. So 2 base runners in the 4th, but not simultaneously, 1 at a time. So 0-1 delivery. There it is on that outside corner. Say Sellers been low 8s, 79, 81 today. So we'll get out there and get some more reads. Big 0-2 pitch coming. Runner goes. There's a swing to drive down the left field line, and that ball is just foul. Foul by about 1.5 feet.
You're good, Sam. One ball, 2 strikes. Start you one.
Big strike 3.
It's a big strikeout there. Yeah, can you go like mess with that? I have no idea what's going on.
Let's take it out. I'll do it middle of the
Middle
inning.
inning.
Yeah, I don't understand why phones do that. That's one of the things that's been annoying this year. Reiterating on all the tech and stuff we have this year. We have a lot of great things that we've improved on from when it was just Ryan and an iPad, but with great power comes great responsibility.
Well, again, if y'all help with the crowdfunding, that's one of the things it'll go towards is probably getting audited on our tech, bringing in somebody that knows what they're doing. They can go through and kind of nitpick, make the changes necessary to keep improving this. Runner goes, throw down by Hughes. He is safe underneath the tag. So stolen base by Pittman. That's his second steal of the game. And this is only the second time since the first inning when Pittman took a walk and stole second in a similar fashion that a runner has made it to second. So both times Pittman with a stolen base. Swing and a miss. So went to the curveball on a 2-0 pitch. Good mix by Sellers. So 2-1 count there. He was looking fastball the whole way and big swing and a miss. Watches the curve outside. 3-1 count. If you're Mackey here, you got to start looking to go the opposite way. Say fastballs, curveballs, everything's middle out. Say batter calls time. So with first base open, Sellers does not have to give in, especially with Mackey having over the fence power. Goes back to the curve. 3-2 count. Say Mackey looks like he's struggling with that off speed a little bit. Go right back to it here. We'll see if Mackey can make the adjustment. I have a feeling Sellers going right back to that curveball. Ooh, did not get on top of it. Stays up. It's ball 4. It's going to be first and second. It's the first time the Mitchell Mountaineers have had 2 base runners on at the same time in an inning. So first and second. Number 26 going to come in and run for Mackey. That's Fernando Flores, the lone other senior besides Blanton. So Flores running at first base for the catcher Mackey. Jackson Rohr is 1 for 2. Struck out in the first and hit a hard single in the fourth. Swings at one up in his eyes here for strike 1. Kind of an excuse me swing. Big moment here. Best scoring opportunity of the day for your Mitchell Mountaineers. Nice curveball right down the middle. So again, this is where that experience comes in. A very young Mitchell Mountaineers lineup. Big moments, hopefully not being too big for the young men. Say Monty right on the bag at second. He'll retreat. Rohr fouls one back into the net. The Sellers gets a sign. Long look at second. Looks twice. Looks a third time. Delivers. Goes to the curveball. Chopper foul. Nice play by the first base coach there.
Way ahead right here, Jackson. Way ahead.
So the time is 6:07. We're an hour and 7 minutes, or excuse me, it'll be an hour and 37 minutes into this game. So that was the exact length of the East Lincoln Hickory game we covered earlier this year. Runner goes, swinging a drive to left field by Roar, but Bethel again going to settle under it. One hand makes the catch. So good threat by the Mountaineers, but they're going to leave the 2 men on. Still 2-0 here as we head into the bottom of the 6th. For the Hayesville Yellow Jackets, it'll be Boyer, Hughes, and Devaney. So Hunter's going to go try to fix camera number 4. And while that's going on, I'll talk to you a little bit about let's see here. Talk to you a little bit about Stamey's Grocery again. Again, they're one of our sponsors today. They got that drive-through, so if you just need a fresh drink, some fresh milk, some groceries, you hop by Stamey's. And then again, we want to thank L&L Furniture up there in Mitchell County. Both y'all made this happen today. We appreciate your businesses, and if y'all are from those areas, make sure you give them your business. Again, as far as Baseball University and what we're up to, we're glad to be giving you this playoff coverage. Maybe we'll find a game to do on Friday. It's going to be every Tuesday and Friday through playoffs. But more importantly, we're starting to switch gears back to college recruiting. I got to start hitting the phones now that a lot of the college teams have been knocked out of playoffs and their tournaments are coming to an end. Got to start working on this 26 class. So if you're in that 26, 27 class and you're looking to play at the next level, start looking at June 4th at Mars Hill for our first prospect filming. And again, we do college recruiting advising. Again, if you don't know my background, I coached Aberdeen High School up in Maryland, came down here to North Carolina, coached at North Henderson, coached at Christ School, played some baseball at Ohio Northern when I was younger. Just love scouting. I'm an associate scout for the Dodgers, just trying to find good talent and help connect it at the next level. I used to work in the big showcase industry back in the 2000s. Not a huge fan of it, so I try to help families do it a different way, and we're focusing exclusively on Western North Carolina prospects everywhere, pretty much west of Charlotte. So if that sounds like your type of recruiting element, you got to give us a holler. We're doing good things out here in Western North Carolina. First pitch swinging. Boyer sends it out to left field, and on a dive, ball picks it up off the green. So I was wondering if he made that catch, but Vines made a dive. Ball hit the grass. Looks like Buchanan walked over to pick it up off the ground next to Vines. So we're putting it in the book as a single. So leadoff single for Kendall Boyer. Get it back on?
Yep.
How frustrating.
Bad, but the iPad's we're gonna have to rely on the internal mic. So talk there. Apologize for that, but
All right, so looks like we got a pitching change here. It's going to be Silvers is coming out of the game. He's going to be replaced by the center fielder, Caden Buchanan. So we're going to switch up our notes here, see where Silvers ends up. Silvers heading out to left field. Caden Buchanan, your new pitcher. To center. Who's going to slot in left field. All right, so let me update some more notes here. So Silvers works 5 innings complete. He's responsible for Boyer at first base. Seven Ks on the evening. Now, you said they have 5 hits, but they didn't count the one.
Yeah, I've got him at 6.
So I'm going to say 6 hits. 1 earned run, 2 runs total. 1 was earned, 1 came in on a wild pitch. Filled up the zone pretty good, only 2 walks. So 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 earned run, 2 runs total, 7 Ks. Nice job by Silver. I had him at 78 to 79. He might have popped an 80 in there. But that's a sophomore y'all are going to have to keep an eye on. I think he's got collegiate potential. So nice job, Riley Silvers. All right, who got Chance Hughes up here, 0 for 2. Squares the bat here. So pulls back, and it's going to be is that wild pitch or a pass ball sending him down?
Wild pitch. Hit the dirt before.
Wild pitch. So this is where, you're trying to hold back the dam, from breaking here. It's 2-0. But every single AB base runner, it's just a little more pressure on these Mitchell Mountaineers here now that we're in the bottom of the 6th. Any score updates there for us, Hunter?
South Iredale up on Asheville early, 3-0 in the 4th.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if Huseman's pitching. Huseman was a sophomore lefty for South Iredale that we really like. Dirt ball, great read. Great read by Boyer. I almost want to give him a stolen base for that, but it's a dirt ball read. So Hughes there with a runner on third and a 2-1 count. They're going to pull the infield up now. So Buchanan coming straight out center field here in relief. Swing, pop fly. It's pretty shallow there in that Bermuda Triangle. In is Jones. He slides. Here's a throw home, and he is safe on the sac fly. Didn't put it out there far, but just far enough.
Stepping up to the plate, number 15, Dawson Devane.
Shoo. So nice play out there by Jones. Even better play by Boyer to get that read and that jump. Scores just in front of the tag. So now 3-0. Mitchell going to be trying to keep the bases clear, moving on, and give themselves a shot here in the top of the 7th, down 3. So very good pitchers duel today. Not a lot of big banging extra base hits. I don't think we had any extra base hits today. So in all singles.
And you don't need to be too active.
Again, good game for Shaheen, 2 for 3. Ben Bethel, 1 for 2 with a walk. Came around to score that run in the first inning. Infield single by Devaney. Single by Boyer. I think both of them were stayed in the infield. Ground ball to shortstop here. Oh, it's going to be booted. Dale at shortstop. E6. So 1 out base runner here. Well, this goes back to the keys of the game. We thought that the veteran presence, the senior leadership of Hayesville,
Stepping up to the plate, number 2, Cooper
You're
Matheson.
starting to see the youth of Mitchell leak through just a little bit here. The energy is depleted from what we saw from them earlier in the game in the dugout, cheering real hard. And that's okay. They're going to learn from this. And there's still time for them to come back in this game, but they're going to learn from this because these sophomores are going to be playing together for 2 more seasons. Again, the other key factor we talked about was can you handle Sellers' velocity? Again, low 8s. Mitchell hasn't been able to put a lot of good swings on Sellers. Ground ball. Picked up. Throwing to second for 1. That's the only out they're going to get. So nice play over there by Riddle. So fielder's choice for Matheson.
Now batting number 1, Michael Money.
Foul before put out at second base at Devaney. That's going to bring Michael Monty back up. So 2 outs and a runner on first. So I'll go ahead and try to run here. Get a runner at second for one of my better hitters. Monty's going to swing first pitch. Chases one. He's not happy with himself. Strike 1.
Got a Pine Lake Prep up on East Gaston 4-1 in the 4th, and then some Smoky Mountain 1A conference action. Swain is up on Piedmont Community Charter 1-0 in the 2nd.
Nice.
A lot of other games getting underway at 6 o'clock, so we'll try to have some early scores in as we finish out here in Hayesville.
Yeah, we're going to keep this game up until about midnight, and then to be fair to Mitchell and Hayesville, whoever wins, we're going to take the stream down at midnight just so those extra teams can't scout them. And once teams are eliminated from the playoffs, we'll put their games back up on the YouTube for you. So again, if you're watching this, you can watch it again this evening, but we're going to turn this thing off probably about midnight. There's a strike. 2-2. So Michael Monty here. 2 outs. 2-2 count. Matheson on first base taking his lead. Buchanan delivers. Nice pitch. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Gets Monty looking. Shoulders, fellas. So 3 runs are going to be charged to Silver. I still think because of the E6 in this inning and the wild pitches, it's an unearned run. So I'll say 1 earned run, 3 runs total for Silver. It's heading to the top of the 7th now, and this is it for Mitchell. Down 3-0. They're going to have to string some hits together. Due up in the 7th is going to be Owen Riddle, Caden Buchanan, and Chase Blanton. So we'll see. We've seen crazier things this year. We've seen walk-offs. We've seen comebacks. So it's been a great game overall. Again, Hayesville got a lot of senior leadership. They're going about their business pretty clean today. You know, I'm not seeing a lot of errors. I'm seeing a lot of quick in and off the field. Sellers is moving really quick on the bump, not wasting a lot of time. So it's been a great 1A round 1 matchup here. It's everything you'd hope for in a game like this with the 25 versus an 8. Close. And again, the winner of this game is going to play the winner of Mountain Island and
Mountain Island Charter in Thomasville. That game will get underway here in about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'm excited for the future on Sellers. I think he's going to have a chance to throw pretty hard. We're working with him in his college recruiting efforts, so we'll keep you in tune. Good student, interested in being a teacher. JUCO 4-year options will be there for him. Again, in this market, it's tough for D1, D2, anything with 4-year money. So your best market as a high school guy, especially coming from the small schools, is going to be JUCO or probably your D3 route.
Well, Hayesville 3 outs away from clinching a second-round home playoff matchup against the 2 teams aforementioned.
What are the rankings of the Mountain Island and Thomasville?
Thomasville's the 9 seed. Mountain Island's the 24.
So they will get 2 home games if they win this.
Being in top 8 guarantees you 2 home games if you win.
Interesting. Okay. Top 4 is 3 home games. Strike 1. So Owen Riddle here, 0 for 2. Ground out in the K. Falls behind here, 0-1. Sellers. Quiet windup, throws. It's going to be lifted into right field and settled under by Matheson, who makes the catch for out number 1, 2 outs away from advancing to the second round of the NCHSAA playoffs for Hayesville. It's going to be Caden Buchanan, your current pitcher. Moved in from center field. Say Caden 0 for 2. Say Hayesville better hope they get as many home games as possible, because any away game is going to be a hike. So this is one of the furthest west schools in western North Carolina. I think the only school further west than Hayesville is Murphy.
Well, looking at Hayesville's side of the bracket, their closest school is Cherryville.
Oh, Lordy. Strike, top of the zone. Just a little up.
If they were to make it to the 4th round, and say Murphy would pull off a crazy 4 in a row, they could be playing Murphy right here.
Hot fly. It's over on the right side. Shaheen calls for it, makes the catch in foul territory. And your Hayesville Yellow Jackets are 1 out away from advancing to the second round of the NCHSAA playoffs. 1A. Again, last state championship won by Hayesville was 1988. Say their school has been around since forever. I want to say Hayesville opened, what, 1870?
Yeah, Hayesville actually opened up its Hicksville Academy in
1870.
So they're one of the older ones.
Say 1909 is when they switched the name to the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. Mitchell opened up in 1978, so much younger, still old. Let's see, that would be 46 years old, I think. So I don't think Mitchell's ever won a baseball state championship. I know Mitchell made a good run in football a couple years ago. 2-1 delivery from Sellers. Swing and a miss. So Jace Blanton, again, 1 hit away from becoming Mitchell's all-time hit leader, but also could be his final AB as a Mitchell Mountaineer right here. Jackson Sellers needs 1 more strike to send the Hayesville to the second round. Goes to the curveball. It's right there. Strike 3. Hayesville wins round 1. So they'll be home on Friday versus the winner of Thomasville and Mountain Island Charter. Congratulations, Hayesville. And a well-fought effort by Mitchell Mountaineers. Great game by Riley Silvers on the bump.
Win for your Yellow Jackets.
And the theme of the year for Mitchell Mountaineers is relevance. You guys fought really hard to make your name known in the Western Highlands, which has been dominated by Drone, Madison, and Mountain Heritage for years. And you put your name right back up there at the very top. So, Mitchell, be proud of yourself. You're a very young team. You're only losing 1 senior contributor. You guys are going to make a lot of noise in the Western Highlands the next couple seasons, especially with Drone leaving. So, congratulations on a great season, Mitchell. We'll go through your box scores here in just a minute. But right now, congratulations to Hayesville Yellow Jackets. So, want to thank our sponsors real quick again. First, Stamey's Grocery and Gas and their cruise through, again located in Spruce Pine. The local convenience store is the go-to spot for everyday essentials, from cold beverages to snacks to milk to a selection of refreshing drinks. They got you covered. When you're stopping by for a quick bite or grabbing a 6-pack, the friendly service and drive-through make it easy to get what you need on the go. So again, thank you to Stamey's and thank you to L&L Furniture and Appliance. Again, L&L Furniture strives to provide excellent customer service, quality furniture, mattresses, and appliances for all surrounding mountain communities. The benefits they offer are pricing, delivery services, financial options, and warranties, giving a unique experience not found anywhere else in Spruce Pine, Bakersville, Burnsville, Avery, and Marion, Banner Elk, Madison, and surrounding cities in western North Carolina. They strive to provide cost-efficient inventory that everyone will love. And again, without Stamies and L&L, we're not here today. So, Hunter, what you want to add before we get into the box scores here?
A great game, great season by Mitchell Mountaineers. Glad we come out here and showcase it for you guys. Shout out to Coach Jennings Green and Mitchell. They are working their way up, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I would hate to be the opposing team next year.
Yep.
Congratulations to Hayesville on the win. Looking forward to see who they face off, whether that be Thomasville or Mountain Island Charter in the second round game here on Friday, probably 4:30. Seeing how far the Yellow Jackets can make a run this year. They moved to 13-8 on the season, and then Mitchell will finish at 12-12 even. So
8-4 in conference. So good work.
That's a big 8-4 in the Western Highlands 1A2A, especially for the 1A.
Now, Hunter's going to be updating the brackets. We'll be posting them online probably tomorrow morning after all the scores are reported. We'll start putting out some feelers about who's going to want to bring us out for Friday's game. Again, this replay will be up till about midnight. And we'll take it down to be fair to Hayesville so they don't get scouted by Thomasville or Mountain Island. A couple box scores to talk about real quick. Kaj Pittman, good game, 0 for 1. Had 2 walks, 2 stolen bases. Jacoby Dale, 1 for 3. Jackson Rohr, 1 for 3. That's about it. Shout out to Riley Silvers at 7 Ks, 3 runs, 1 earned, 6 hits, 2 walks, 5 innings pitched. That kid's going to be a guy, about 78 to 80 today. Let's see, for your Hayesville Yellow Jackets, shout out to Ben Bethel, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run and a stolen base. Jackson Sellers, excellent job on the mound, throws the complete game shutout, gives up only 3 hits tonight?
2.
2 hits, so 2 hits shutout, strikes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so a K an inning.
Don't have it bad, but that's a player of the game performance.
Yeah, no player of the game tonight. Camwood's done with their regular season sponsorship, so all this is just going through the local sponsors that pick the games up. So no player of the game, but if we had one, I'd say probably Sellers. Shaheen, great game. The Bob Jones commit, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a stolen base. Kendall Boyer, 2 for 3 with a stolen base and a run. Again, Shaheen had the RBI as well. Sack fly RBI for Chase Hughes, had a great game behind the plate. And Cooper Matheson had a big walk there in the 5th inning, come around to score a run. So, yeah, a lot of small ball today, a lot of singles. It was really the Silvers and Sellers show on the bump. Silvers 78 to 80, Sellers 79 to 81 today. It's very similar archetypes. Both those guys can play at the next level. Well, let's see here. I guess we're going to go right in and say thank you again for having us out. Let's see. Okay, here we go. That's it for this evening's rendition of Baseball University's Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. Thank you again to our sponsors, Stamey's Grocery and Gas and L&L Furniture and Appliance Company. Thank you again for tuning in, and maybe you'll catch us on Friday. We'll tell you when and where. And as always, for you college coaches that tuned in, feel free to hit me up with any questions about our guys. Join our Patreon. Again, I'll let Hunter go ahead and read that out.
Want to help support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge? Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of West North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the College Tour Series, High School Scout and Streaming Series, American Legion coverage, weekly media content, highlight films, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. And yeah, stay connected on the socials. Ryan's always checking the socials when we're in the car. Follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@bbuniversitywnc. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, and follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at bbuniversitywnc. And check out the website at www.baseballu.org. Got anything else to say, Ryan?
Just thank you to everybody for making this happen. We've had a lot of fun, and we're hoping that this creates an element to college recruiting that is only benefited by our Western North Carolina folks.
Yeah, Baseball University of the Blue Ridge thanks you for tuning in to the Western North Carolina Scouting Streaming Series presented by Stamey's Grocery and Gas and L&L Furniture and Appliance Company from Hayesville, North Carolina on the campus of Hayesville High School. This has been the first round of the NCHSAA 1A West Baseball Playoffs, where the 25th seeded Mitchell Mountaineers fall to the 8th seeded Hayesville Yellow Jackets by a score of 3-0. For Ryan Cook, I'm Hunter Street, wishing you a good night.